The FBI admits aliens from other dimensions have visited Earth. The truth about interdimensional beings has been hidden in plain sight. Beings from other dimensions have visited Earth for years, and all of the details are available to view on the FBI's own website. The FBI.gov website reveals that the U.S. government has known that extraterrestrial beings from other dimensions have visited Earth on multiple occasions, they say. The mainstream media in Hollywood has been getting us used to the idea of aliens for decades, slowly preparing the human race to accept something the U.S. government has known about for much longer. According to the FBI, extraterrestrials possess some type of radiant energy and do not come from any planet, but from an etheric planet which interpenetrates with our own. Collective Evolution reports the FBI documents show that they were heavily interested in and received a letter from someone with, quote, several university degrees, end quote, and a former university department head. The document had to do with the extraterrestrial phenomenon. And now, before we go any further, it's important to mention that, as exemplified by this current document, there are multiple examples of this type of communication between intelligence agencies and high-level academia. Another great example, apart from the FBI document discussed in this article, is a declassified document discovered in the CIA's electronic reading room titled A Telephone Conversation with Dr. John A. Wheeler. Wheeler was a famous quantum physicist, and the agency was recruiting him to look into the flying saucer problem, which was how the CIA referred to it at the time. Back to the FBI document. Apart from the academic connection, it was also addressed to certain scientists of distinction, to, quote, aeronautical and military authorities, and to a number of public officials, end quote. This academic, as referred to in the document, outlines his belief or information gathered by an unknown means, perhaps for the FBI, almost like an Agent Mulder for the X-Files perhaps, states that some of these disks carry crews and that others are under remote control. It also states that those who occupy these craft have a peaceful mission and that many of them are human-like but much larger in size. Furthermore, this mysterious academic mentions that the disks possess some kind of type of radiant energy and that, quote, they do not come from any planet, as we use the word, but from an etheric planet which interpenetrates with our own and is not perceived to us, end quote. This is super fascinating for many reasons. It's a reminder of the possible magical and mythical land spoken out in many ancient texts. Ancient wisdom seems to be returning to the modern world. We can see this big time when it comes to neuroscience and quantum physics. One example of a supposed land that exists possibly in another dimension, but here in the same location as planet Earth, one that we cannot perceive, would be the legend of Shambhala or Inner Earth, end quote. The document also states that the bodies of the visitors and the craft also automatically materialize on entering the vibratory rate of our dense matter. They re-enter the etheric at will, and so simply disappear from our vision without a trace. The region they come from is not the astral plane, but corresponds to the lakas or talas. Students of esoteric matters will understand these terms. Quite interesting to say the least, isn't it? Quantum physics is also starting to contemplate and perhaps even prove the existence of these realms. It was not long ago when the U.S. Secretary of Energy made some very interesting comments about doing work in parallel universes. As far as the UFO ET phenomena goes, the global elite will use it like they use everything else, probably to deceive us. The fact remains, apart from that the truth really is out there somewhere. This opens up doors to metaphysical and spiritual realms that still have yet a long way to go to be accepted as real by the masses. But as time goes on And the more we can detect these worlds, the closer we get to usher in the next scientific revolution, which is non-material science. This by Sean Adeltabatabai on your Newswire.